Hey guys, so I thought about doing this because, as some of you know, I will be a freshman in high school in like a month or two. I think two, somewhat. I don't know. So, and I know there's a lot of people going into seventh grade this year that are scared. I have a cousin going into seventh grade, and she's nervous. It. This is my advice for or how to survive middle school video. Don't be scared. I mean, if your school was like my school was, even though we're getting a new one, and 5 stories and giant, you'll figure it out. I mean, my first 2 days of seventh grade, I got seventh and eighth periods confused, and I was in the wrong classroom 2 days in a row. So, you will get lost. You will. But it by the first week, you will know your way around the building. If you need help finding your way around, don't be scared to ask the eighth graders, the nicer looking ones. I don't generally don't judge a person by how they look, but if you see a kid punching someone in the hallway, you probably don't want to ask the kid punching where your class is. It's just like, not saying that's going to happen, but or a teacher, or and lockers. Those take a while to figure out. My first locker, it took me about a month to be able to just do it without having to try at least twice. The first week I couldn't get it open, but within the first semester I was able to just do it without even thinking. And then eighth grade, once I within the first week of eighth grade, I had my locker combination down and I could open it without thinking. So you get used to it. And at my school, you have more freedom than you did in elementary. I know not all middle schools are like that. We could you could chew gum depending on what the class was. Obviously, you couldn't chew it in band or choir. That's kind of a duh. And I couldn't chew it in my reading class, but I loved my reading teacher, so. You'll have, I can almost promise you'll have one teacher that you absolutely love. I had my math teacher, I had 7th and 8th grade. I took pre-algebra in 7th grade and algebra 1, which is a high school class, in 8th grade. And I had Mr. Robinson for both years, and he was also the student council advisor, and he was the best teacher I have ever had. You will have a teacher like that. And my band director, I had 7th and 8th, and I will probably have all through high school. So you will have teachers that you will know better than your other teachers. Like I had a few teachers that I didn't really care for. In 7th and 8th grade, I liked most of my teachers in 8th grade. And with schedules, don't lose it. You should know your schedule by the end of the first quarter. You should know it, honestly. If you don't, you're doing something wrong, because I knew mine probably by the second week of school. I didn't know the room numbers. I still don't know the room numbers. I didn't know them in 8th grade. I just knew where they were. And my building was huge. So you're going to be nervous. It won't be that bad. First day of school, just be prepared, because you're going to meet a lot of people that aren't from your elementary school. I know with my school, we had 5 for elementary schools that came into the junior high, I probably talked to about 3 people from my elementary school. One of my best friends, I had like 6 classes with on the first day, and he was the only person I recognized on the first day of school, because I'm like, didn't I have homeroom with him? Can't hardly miss him. He's like 6 foot tall. Yeah, there's people that are going to be a lot taller than you. I will say that. You be organized somewhat. I'm not the most organized person. My old binder's sitting back there. There's still papers from who knows where, and I've had a few missing papers, probably one in every class, except math, because he didn't take missing assignments. But somewhat, have folders, even if you don't keep them the neatest. Have folders for separate classes that even if you just shove the papers into it, that you know that it's for that class. Don't just put your math homework in your Spanish binder, because that's not going to help. I did that once and I was screwed. And honestly, at my school at least, the better student you are, I know some people are going to be like, I'm not doing good, I want to have fun and party. The better student you are, generally, the more you get away with. At the school, not necessarily outside of school. Because like, we have a dress code where you can't wear shorts or skirts. I get the skirts, but the shorts, I don't understand. That can't be shorter than your fingertips. So if I stood up and like you can't even see my fingertips. If this was shorter than my fingertips, I couldn't wear it. I don't think it's the same at our high school. But if you were a good student and they were maybe much shorter, and you just didn't like constantly walk with your hands down, that was a weird face, you'd get away with it. They wouldn't care. And generally, if we couldn't wear shirts that were like this, even though our school got into the 100-degree range because we didn't have an air conditioner. This was not a rant. You couldn't wear tank tops that were like this, but I wore them a few times and no one said anything to me, because I don't honestly see the point and why we can't. And I had a good principal. I liked my principal. I didn't have a very strict principal. He was good with stuff, and he'd give you gum sometimes. Yeah, so we were allowed to chew gum. And at our lunch, you could sit wherever you want, but once you sat, because we had 2 cafeterias that connected, a little one and then a giant one. I sat in the little one, and my 7th grade year, I pretty much bounced tables because I wasn't sure who my friends really were. Like, I wasn't sure what group I was in. I sat with my friends from Worcester Heights for a while, because the first few weeks of elementary school, junior high, the tables will pretty much, the lunch tables, if you can pick where you sit, will pretty much be like elementary school, or groups from kids from different elementary schools will sit together. But by the end of the year, you will be more spread out. But I sat at least 4 different tables. But come 8th grade, if you have lunch all together, like each grade in junior high like I did, the tables will be set. And if you try to take somebody else's table, they're not going to be happy. But if you get down there too late, but my friends and I always got down there after the late bell, and we got our table because no one sat there, because they knew it was So everybody has their own tables, and they're not like assigned or anything. Principal couldn't really do anything if you sat at somebody else's table, but it's kind of the principle of the thought. Because I know in the cafeteria I sat in, my group sat here, and some of the football players sat here, and a few of the cheerleaders. A lot of my friends are cheerleaders. I'm not. And then some of the basketball players, some of the guys, and then some of the girl basketball players, and then the volleyball girls, and special ed kids, and some more of the volleyball girls, and then some of the band kids would sit there, and then a bunch of the other. I'm in band, but I have friends who aren't and stuff. I have friends who are, obviously. And then other kids would sit in the cafeteria. I know there's a table right near the front that a good half of it was band and the other half was choir, but we all mix. It's not. There are cliques. I don't know if it's like this at the other schools, but at my school there were cliques, but not. Oh, stay out. You can't come in because you're different groups. Because I have friends who were in band and choir, and because generally the band kids are separate from the other kids. But I have friends who play basketball, and I'm friends with some of the volleyball girls, and most of my friends are cheerleaders, like I said, and I'm in track. Not now, obviously. But so everybody at my school is more integrated, combined than some of the other schools. But we're not one of the richer schools, so I don't know how that is. I'm going to say this because there are a few people, even though no one here really has money, if you do, or your parents, or somehow you have a lot of money, don't flaunt it at school. That may seem to look cool, but you're not going to get friends for the right reasons. I don't care if you want to wear designer clothes to school all the time. Go for it. You're able to do it. Just don't be like, my Prada bag cost $500, but I got it for my birthday, so that is one of the worst things you can do to yourself in junior high, because then that reputation goes on to high school and people are going to be like, she's snobby. And don't, because you will have friends, but not for the right reasons. Put pictures, this is mostly for the girls, on Facebook and Instagram with just pretending you don't even notice, with your cleavage sticking out onto the camera. I know you can't see mine because I wear it at a decent height. Sticking out on the camera, and even if you have a tank top on, just pull it up. You're going to get boyfriends like that, but not for the right reasons. They're just going to want to sleep with you. Because honestly, I am still one, but obviously some people don't leave junior high as virgins. Just, especially in my town. Just be careful who you hang out with. There are not as many things you can do in junior high as there are in high school, but I was in academic challenge, books and bites, track and field, student council, and I think that's it, and band. Why did I forget that? So it kept me kind of busy, and I did plays at the Renaissance sometimes. Playhouse. So associate yourself with better people. Don't be with the people that will sit outside the school, just off the school grounds in the morning, smoking. Because I'm pretty sure there's people that do that at every school. I don't care if you go to a private school, there's people that will do that. So just be careful and have a good time. Don't be nervous. Most of your teachers will be really nice. I know the teachers at my school were all friends, so it worked out really well because they knew what like they could plan their homework around the other's homework. And I might have homework from every class one night, but that only happened maybe once a month. It happened on the night that I had to work a basketball game or I had a performance, but it happens. You gotta work with that and manage your time. So I hope this video helped. I know I kind of rambled, but I don't even know half the things I said. I can't remember. It's a very long video. I think this is my longest, so thank you for watching.